guys, Hunter here. Today I'll be reviewing The Blood Rose Rebellion by Rosalyn Eves. I believe that's her name, if I didn't butcher it. And my dog is yawning. It may be a foreshadowing. I did not know what this book was about when I was kind of opening it up. I don't like to read like excerpts, reviews, or anything before I start a book because I don't want to have anybody else's impression upon me. And I don't really want to know what it is about, I just want to discover it. So when I saw the cover, I thought it was pretty simple, maybe a bit cheap, but I was like, alright, let's not judge the book by its cover. So at first I thought it was a vampire book because when I I thought Blood Rose and stuff, it was like, I thought it has to be a vampire book. And the way it was set up at first, I thought, it kind of sounds like something, like, something-ish, like, interesting, okay. At first I even thought it was like a Vampire Academy or something, but it turned out to be something totally, completely different. So the book is about a girl named Anna Arden. She's barren, but not the kind like where I'm trying to pause and the dog is walking. Okay, he lay down. We're fine, we're cool. So Anna is barren, but like not having kids kind of type, but she doesn't wield any magic. So in her world, not having magic, it's basically putting you into a lower class, as if you're a nobody. So the actual setting is like in London and Hungary, and it's pretty much in our world. It has a lot of historical figures and a lot of references to famous poets, Hayden Park, and different places. Basically just taking our world and transforming it as if we had magic in it already. I think there are similar books like Riley Jensen and a lot more. Basically just changing a minor detail in the world, like what if this happened? So this is how the world would look like. I think it is set around 1890s-ish, something around that time. It will begin with high London society, and then we'll move on to Hungary. Everything is about magic. Your status obviously depends a lot on if you were born in a wealthy family, and in addition to having magic. So for example Anna's sister wields magic and is from a pretty well-off family, so she's going to have very little trouble to find herself a suitor, whereas Anna, of course not having any magic, can only offer monetary, basically dowry to her husband, and it doesn't always cut it for a lot of people in that world. So the conflict is that Anna gets herself continuously in a lot of trouble, not having magic, and of course it diminishes her status in front of her parents, the circle or the elders, the ones that supposedly control the binding that somehow either strengthens, controls magic, or just basically keeps it in check. So of course, because Anna doesn't have this magic, it puts her in jeopardy in front of everybody else, and it seems that the only people that actually care about her is her grandmother and her father. So because of getting herself into a lot of trouble, her grandmother takes her away to Hungary, hoping that maybe this kind of absence from a high society will give Anna's sister an opportunity to find herself a suitor. Anna meets her cousins, and basically then meets some Romani or gypsies. They obviously they prefer to be called Romani in Hungary, and supposedly she finds out that she has certain magic, but it seems to be magic to counter the magic. So without revealing anything much else about the book, if you really want to read it, please do. I hated it. It was such a tedious task for me to do. It was just horrible, atrocious actually. I actually made a list of what I hated about it, because it's like first things first that I hated was it really looks like a draft because there's just so many plot holes and uncertainties. It just seems like it's not finished, it's not polished. So there, it seems like, you know, a couple more months would have changed like game completely. Even making this book longer would not in any way, like, you know, I think readers don't mind reading big books, you know. I like big books, no. So I think if she made it even bigger, it would not be such a huge issue, as long as she just like polished it better. Or even cut out some parts, that would not be such a big deal. For high society that Anna is supposedly in, there seems to be a lot of kissing going about, just random guys grabbing women kissing, or grabbing Anna. Like, I went more than halfway through the book and there were like already 3 guys just randomly kissing her. And the way that her grandmother converses and pretty much everybody else, it just seems to lack some certain amount of polish. Then there's this character William Scala, who is a revolutionary, and he just seems to lack this certain oomph about him, because he just like randomly walks around and blurs out things, and it's very un-English-like, or even a bit for a Scottish person, un-Scottish-like, I guess. So as I said, the world was not created. It's set in our world, but it has such a like poor use of our world. Like, yes, she mentions a couple like authors here and there, poets, philosophers, and stuff, but it's just like a liner or 2 here and there, and it's like not really anything juicy. Like, for example, when you would read any classical novel, of course they have a much heavier use towards any philosophy, and you sometimes can read up to like 5 pages just like a discussion, you know, one retorting to another about, you know, just some silly thing, because English people, you know, they talk without actually saying anything. Just like my grandmother, now that I think about it. Number 4, as I said, random kissing. Just like, I don't know, where just person comes up to you, grabs you and kisses you. And to be fair, Anna put herself in a situation where people just come up to her and grab her. I think, if anything, she should have had this more like pose about her, just like, you know, keep like proper 2 meters away from me. I think then it will be better. 5th problem that I encountered was repetition, just pointless re-explanation. It was probably obvious the second that Anna was able to break the spell of her sisters and then break the spell of William Scala that she had some kind of power. It was pretty obvious, but everybody keeps repeating to her, like banging it in her head that yes, she has something, and she never sees that spark. She's just like, oh, I have to learn magic, oh my god, I'm nothing, nobody likes me. Like, I understand when people are depressed, I understand when people feel pretty useless, I think a lot of us do, but this is like, she's a total complete wall and a numbnut. And the 6th problem I encountered is that all the characters are superbly flat. They have pretty much same vocabulary. Like, for example, the Romani boy, at first he had very poor English or Hungarian, whatever he was speaking to her, and then all of a sudden he gets superbly polished and he's just like talking and chatting his way through everything. Not that I mind not reading broken English here and there or anything, but like, there's no consistency with this book. So a lot of characters are just repeated, just stamped on rubber stamps all over. So honestly speaking, I gave it 1 star. It was a huge strain on me to read it. I usually read young adult books pretty fast. I find them superbly easy, of course, no wording and structure. When I start them, I do not expect any like philosophical or like pretty sophisticated language. I expect to be entertained and pretty fast. And this is what I have done with the past books, I think, in the past 2 weeks, and they were pretty fast and quite entertaining. But this one was just like, oh Jesus, like, can you finish it? And I never finished it. I couldn't. It was just, gave myself like I made a rule for myself, like if the book is that bad that I have to drag myself for more than an hour, and I did not make any significant process, close, goodbye, that's it, no more. So this is what I did with this book. I could not finish it because it was just too much, and I think I read it until this morning, and then I said no, goodbye. That is all for this review. Thumbs up if you like this video. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. See you soon.